Inferno, one of the hardest content within old school RuneScape. As you may have seen from my previous videos, I've dipped my toes in and out of doing Inferno. In fact, my first attempt was nearly a year ago. As of 4th of March 2023, the wiki states that there are around 56k players that have obtained this prestigious cape. Now that may seem a lot, but the concurrent player count on Osrs is just under 2 million, meaning an extremely small percentage, around 3%, were able to beat this mentally draining and highly demotivating PvM content. When I first started Osrs back in 2018, I saw Woots complete the Inferno for the first time, and as a noob that was cutting maples with not even a fire cape. I said to myself, ain't no way I'll be able to do that. 2 hours of intense PvM and one mistake could end your run. My goals in 2018 was to achieve a fire cape, do Sora and forecaf. I achieved my first ever fire cape on November 2018, a few months after I started playing, and I learned a few different PvM mechanics from doing Sora and forecaf. And after defeating them time after time with no issues, I took a year or two hiatus to focus on my studies. A few years passed and I saw my homie who introduced me to Osrs, Dreamglow, doing Corrupted Gauntlet and Fasani's Nightmare. That day I discovered my new goals and logged back in. And that brings us to the current timeline. I was able to consistently defeat Corrupted Gauntlet and found my new favourite boss, which is Fasani's Nightmare, which is quite controversial because a lot of the people in the community hate it. So my confidence in PvM was higher than ever. Drop after drop, I earned over 1 bill GP. With a bank of 1 billion GP and being okay at PvM, it was time to challenge myself even more. Beating the Inferno transitions you from an average PvM player to a decent PvM player, and I had no excuses. I had the supplies, the basics of tick mechanics and prayer flicking methods to do my first attempts. 13th of April 2022, learning the waves. For my first few attempts, I was learning the waves, getting used to safe spots, and flicking and solving the waves. My first attempt ended on wave 46. At the beginning of my Inferno journey, the scariest wave was definitely wave 31. Wave 31 consisted of a ranger, melee and 2 blobs. And for me, who was very familiar to the 4-tick attack cycle, having 2 blobs with an attack cycle of 6 being thrown into the mix, it really threw me off. There were many runs ended on this wave until I learned how to 1-tick flick. 1-tick flick basically means you switch from prey mage and range 1 tick at a time. Learning this was a massive boost for me, since it basically renders any amount of blobs useless. They will never hit you if you 1-tick flick. So learning 1-tick flick propelled me to obtain my new PB, wave 56. My next challenge, ranger and mages. So when both the mage and range are stacked south of the pillar, there was something else for me to learn. The technique is very precise and any blunders could cost you the run. As you can see in this clip, I was 1 tile off at the start, which ruined this method. The method is to stand at the middle of the pillar and peek them, which allows the ranger to attack first and then the major will attack 1 tick after. Since I didn't start at the middle of the pillar, they both attacked me on the same tick, which ended my PB. After a few breaks in between of attempts due to demotivation, from April to November my mentality was blocked. I still often died at wave 31 and my average wave attempts were around 50. On November 15th 2022, a new PB was set. This time, my issue was keeping pillars. On wave 62, all my pillars were gone and I was overwhelmed. Although I told myself not to chase nibblers, I also shouldn't leave the nibblers to kill till last. Once the wave was solved, I should find a way to maintain the solve whilst killing the nibblers. Whether that is killing the melee first so I don't have to flick between 3 monsters, or if there was 2 monsters to flick I should do so to save my pillars. Pillars are also a resource in the Inferno, which I failed to see. I was too lax about them and that cost me from experiencing the hardest wave, wave 63. Now, for some reason, I didn't have much issues with wave 63. Maybe this was due to my spoon spawns, or I was better at wave solving. I had no deaths on wave 63, which was surprising. On my first attempts past 63, I got all the way to Zuk. Now, shown from the last video, you know what happened at Zuk. But a bit of a refresher, I was able to defeat single and triple Jads for the first time, which got me to Zuk. Ready to stay with the shield, I dealt with the first set and got sucked to below 600 HP, stopping the set timers. After killing the Major, it was time to get sucked to below 480 HP, which spawns Jad. I was extremely nervous. Running with the shields whilst killing Jad and tagging the healers was a new thing to me. Whilst running to the safe spot, I was one tick off from praying from range, and Jad smacked me at 81, ending my first suck attempt. Now, you would think that getting to suck and Jad is enough motivation, thinking, yes, I'm very close, but for me, it really drained everything. After over 1 hour and 30 minutes of intense wave solving, I was one tick off from potentially getting the cape. I took a long hiatus from RuneScape. March 20th, 2023. After my hiatus, my friend Dreamglow, who was featured many times in this series, was also a couple of weeks into his inferno journey. I saw a few of his attempts thinking I would gain severe PTSD, but it was quite the opposite. I wanted to log back in and start my attempts again. My first attempt after many months was surprisingly very good. I managed to get to Suck again, but since it's been months, I forgot everything about Suck. I didn't stay in front of the shield, and Suck smacked me, ending my run. But this didn't demotivate me. I was doing attempts day after day, dying stupidly on easy waves. The end was near, I could feel it. I became consistent with wave solving. I still haven't made any mistakes on Jad or triple Jads, so I knew the final challenge was Suck. On March 23rd, my boy Dreamglow got his Inferno cape, which gave me immense motivation to send it. On the same day, I did multiple attempts, being ever so close, attempt after attempt. I was getting tired. It was now 3 AM the next day, but I attempted one final run before heading to bed. But little did I know that this run was different to the others. Now it was 5 AM, I didn't think I would get to Suck, kill the first set, kill Jad, kill the healers and phase my last set of the run. But I did.
Yeah, don't zoom. Just tag the Major when you get the chance. Make sure you see 2 balls hitting you.
Oh shit.
Nice. Follow the shield.
Yep.
Just follow the shield. Right, you got spec. Get to that tile, safe tile. Nice. Now, restore once and shoes up. And drinks down. And follow the shield. Just follow the shield. That's the main focus.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't click on those 3 tiles.
Yeah.
You can click in the middle anywhere. Just don't click on any of those. Yep, just follow the shield. Nice.
Oh, come on.
Don't click on any of those tiles. Just the middle. Middle and safe spots.
Okay.
Follow the shield.
Alright, no clicking, no clicking.
Wait to the safe spot. Shoot.
Oh
Let's
my god,
go.
Let's go! Oh my god! Oh my god! We did it! Oh my god! Oh my god, I can't believe it. Okay, now. Oh,
Let's go.
Oh,
I just needed
shit,
to.
bro. My Inferno journey started on April 13th, 2022, and after many failed attempts and breaks in between, on 24th of March at 5 AM we finally got our Inferno cape. This has been rather poetic, as my friend Dreamglow, who got me into RuneScape back in 2018, and I received our capes at the same time. My chances would have been reduced if he didn't give me words of encouragement throughout the last few minutes of our adventure, so big thanks to him. And not to forget the people in the clan who said the grats. Thank you all.